On Tuesday, March 25, 2025, at 11:39 a.m., Trooper Dylan Evans learned that a stolen Tennessee license plate BDX 9095 was spotted on a white Ford Edge at Southland Gaming and Racing. After confirming the plate was stolen, Trooper Evans saw the vehicle turn onto Ingram Boulevard at 11:43 a.m. and pulled it over at the Exxon station. He waited for backup before approaching the driver. While waiting for backup, the Ford Edge fled south on Ingram Boulevard. Trooper Evans activated his siren and pursued the vehicle as it ignored 3 one-way signs and a do not enter sign, then began driving east in the westbound lanes of the North Service Road. The SUV approached a commercial truck in the outside lane and a black sedan in the inside lane, forcing the sedan to swerve to avoid a head-on crash. The SUV then passed 2 more sedans. Trooper Evans attempted a TBI, but it failed due to oncoming traffic. Shoot. Running okay now. The SUV reached speeds over 60 miles per hour, forcing multiple vehicles to swerve to avoid collisions. It passed about 49 cars in the wrong direction on Interstate 40, then exited onto the Martin Luther King westbound entrance ramp, driving north in the southbound lanes. After crossing railroad tracks, Trooper Evans attempted a second TBI, but it failed. Near Mound City Road, he successfully executed a third TBI, forcing the SUV off the road. On January 1st, 2026, at approximately 8:05 p.m., Sergeant Davenport was notified by Arkansas State Police Troop C Dispatch that the Truman Police Department was pursuing a stolen vehicle traveling northbound on Highway 555. Sergeant Davenport quickly located the pursuit and joined in. Shortly after taking the lead in the pursuit, Sergeant Davenport executed a pit maneuver, causing the suspect's vehicle to leave the roadway, enter a ditch, and strike a Department of Transportation fence, resulting in damage. Despite the impact, the vehicle managed to escape the ditch and continued fleeing along Apache Drive before heading northbound on Red Wolf Road.
Going on the oncoming traffic west on Highland, coming up to Caraway.
After Sergeant Davenport's second pit attempt was unsuccessful, Trooper Brian Merrill joined the pursuit and assumed the lead position. Shortly afterward, Trooper Merrill executed a successful pit maneuver, causing the vehicle to slide off the roadway and become disabled. Officers from the Truman Police Department, the Craighead County Sheriff's Office, and the Jonesboro Police Department assisted in taking the suspects into custody. Both the driver and the passenger were arrested without further incident. At approximately 9:53 p.m. on June 9, 2023, Trooper Cadet A. Benjamin was patrolling southbound on Liberty Parkway near Champion Street in Chatham County when he observed a gray Ford Escape traveling northbound at a high rate of speed and crossing the center line. Radar confirmed the vehicle was traveling 54 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. Trooper Benjamin activated his emergency lights and siren, made a U-turn, and attempted a traffic stop. The driver failed to yield and fled northbound, passing vehicles recklessly and forcing others out of their lanes.
We're going north on Liberty Parkway, passing through Wheels B, black and up to a beach road. So easy stop. I might have the we're going to Ogeechee. It's clear, got it. We're on Ogeechee now, north on Ogeechee, passing. Going in Tremont, so close. Alright, bringing it Sam Adam Lincoln 0636. That's Sam 0636. We're on on Tremont Road now, passing Eileen. Just you gotta be careful when you're in the yes, it's a 3,000, 1080. Slow down. There's a sharp curve up here. Yes, watch out for these cars. Watch out for these cars. Oh shit. Alright, watch it. Get on here. Let me help you. Alright, we're on I-516 westbound, I-510 westbound.
The suspect ran a stop sign, turned onto Ogeechee Road, then abruptly braked and turned onto Tremont Road. Speeding through a residential area, the driver nearly hit a sedan entering the street. The suspect entered I-516 westbound, exceeding 100 miles per hour and tailgating vehicles, forcing them to move. After exiting onto Augusta Avenue, the driver failed a left turn, jumped a curb, and drove through a grassy area before re-entering the road. The suspect then made a sharp left across traffic to enter the I-516 eastbound ramp, striking a concrete curb.
Ringing, he just go. Go. 1050 ringing. All right. Try and get on. Wait for the cars. All right, try. Get up there. Oh. All right. Go. You got it. Stop. Oh, don't hit the curb. Hit him. Hit him. Try and hit him before he gets back on that thing. Right here. Hit him. Get out. Wait, there's a car right behind us. Ringing. Overturn. 1050. Stop.
Due to the suspect's reckless driving, Trooper Benjamin determined the pursuit posed an immediate threat to public safety. With no backup and stop sticks not viable, he decided a pit maneuver was the safest option. After an initial failed attempt on the E516 eastbound ramp, a second pit caused the suspect's vehicle to spin, hit a curb, overturn, and crash into a median guardrail.
He's not moving.
At approximately 11:49 p.m. on April 11th, 2025, Officer Lucas was traveling northbound on Riverdale Road, directly across from the Riverwalk Apartments at the intersection of Riverwalk Place and Riverdale Road, when he observed a white Nissan Altima heading southbound. The vehicle suddenly made a U-turn directly in front of him, roughly 30 feet from the median, forcing Officer Lucas to brake hard to avoid a collision. And when he attempted to conduct a traffic stop, the driver chose not to stop and instead fled the scene.
Cobra 2 radio on the vehicle appears to be taking off. It's a white Nissan. We're going 285 eastbound. He just blacked out. I'll be in pursuit radio. Occupy one time radio, look like a black male with a hoodie on. .285 east, coming up to the 75 split. Traffic charges currently. Just got off at South Outer Loop Road. Can you see if we got GSPs in there? Cobra 2, he just made a right turn onto Lake Mirror Road. Speed's about 70. Still traveling eastbound on Lake Mirror Road. Just past the Aviation Parkway. coming back out, leaving out the office park radio. He turned around, was leaving out of the office park now. We're going westbound on Lake Mirror Road radio. Doing my best to try to get up on him now. When I get a chance, I'll get him off the road. It's over to him, clear. He's all over the roadway. Failed pit attempt. Pit.
At 2:08 a.m. on June 30th, 2024, Trooper Crossland was patrolling a 630 just south of downtown Little Rock when he spotted a Dodge Charger speeding at 130 miles per hour, twice the posted limit. As Trooper Crossland pursued, the vehicle quickly accelerated to 140 miles per hour. The driver then took an even more dangerous step, turning off the car's headlights in an attempt to evade capture. For a brief moment, it appeared the police had lost sight of the vehicle. The patrol car quickly accelerated past 140 miles per hour, but the fleeing driver remained ahead, still out of reach.
Hey, brake check me. Going northbound Commerce. I'm gonna well, that'll work.
We're in the Ashley parking lot.
After approximately 8 minutes of pursuit, police caught up to the Dodge Charger. Trooper Davis attempted to execute a pit maneuver, but the driver swerved onto the shoulder to evade it, then quickly steered back onto the road and continued fleeing at high speed.
East on Highway 5. Trey, go ahead and pass me if you can. Speed's about 100. He's traveling the wrong way, no traffic. He's going to have substantial...
The initial collisions appeared to have damaged the Dodge Charger, with sparks flying from the undercarriage and smoke rising from the rear. Seizing the opportunity, Trooper Crossland quickly executed a successful pit maneuver.
Get out! Show me your fucking hands right now! Get out of the goddamn car!
The impact sent the fleeing vehicle into a ditch. Although the driver put both hands out of the window, officers forcibly removed him from the car, likely frustrated by his actions. He was taken into custody immediately and transported for further investigation.
No, it's his. Did you stop the camera?
On December 8th, 2025, At approximately 11:12 a.m., Trooper Miller was patrolling southbound on Interstate 49, just south of mile marker 77, when he observed a dark blue Honda Accord with heavy front-end damage, traveling at a high rate of speed. His front radar was active and registered the vehicle at 122 miles per hour in a 70-mile-per-hour zone. Trooper Miller immediately activated his emergency lights and siren and began closing the distance.
Floor units, next direct, L32, 637.
Southbound speed.
When the driver refused to stop, Trooper Miller executed a pit maneuver near mile marker 74, successfully ending the pursuit. The driver was identified as 19-year-old Parker Duncan. During initial contact, Trooper Miller noted that Duncan was sweating heavily, despite temperatures around 33 degrees Fahrenheit. His behavior was highly agitated and erratic. No odor of alcohol was detected, leading Trooper Miller to suspect possible drug use prior to the incident. The vehicle was also later confirmed to be connected to a previous crash.
2021, a Texas state trooper was behind a motorcycle on the Sam Rayburn Tollway. While creeping through a construction zone, the trooper noticed the plate was intentionally bent to hide it. But once they cleared the single lane, the rider hit the gas hard, pushing past 120 miles per hour. The trooper activated lights for a stop, but Joseph Hofpoyer had other plans. He took off, turning a routine stop into a full-blown pursuit.
Alright, turning westbound at whatever cross street this is, possibly going south.
After flying down the highway like a maniac, the suspect made a bold move, taking the chase off-road. But when you're on a high-performance street bike and not a dirt bike, that might not be the smartest call.
Alright, we're turning down a dirt road. Turn left.
Okay, turning down dirt road.
Turn left on dirt road.
Dirt road.
Make the turn. We're about to make a U-turn. I don't know what road this is.
Okay. Go down dirt road.
Alright, he wrecked out. He's giving up.
Check that, okay.
Lay down on the ground right now! Lay down right now!
Get down!
The pursuit lasted 34 minutes and stretched nearly 60 miles. After the crash, while being placed in the patrol car, Hofpower apologized for running, claiming he had a warrant. Turns out he didn't. He was taken to the hospital for evaluation, then booked into Collin County Jail. 21st, 2022, a Forsyth County Sheriff's deputy tried stopping a black motorcycle with no tag. Instead of pulling over, the rider flipped an obscene hand gesture at the deputy and took off. Due to pursuit policy restrictions, deputies couldn't chase, but they knew exactly who to call: the Georgia State Patrol.
795 coming. We 1080, black motorcycle, no 28s, McGinnis Ferry, Union Hill.
It was definitely a sport bike, fast, nimble, and pushing the limits. But behind that bike was a Georgia State Trooper, and from that moment, the ride wasn't about speed anymore. It was about how quickly this chase was going to end.
Coming notify Forsyth County. Turning down the side street into a storage lot, towards a storage lot. 1050, 1050.
Get off the ground! Get on the ground right now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground, man! Get on the ground, man! Hell's wrong with you? Get your hands behind your back! Get them behind your back!
The suspect ignored commands until the trooper holstered his weapon and moved in with backup to take him down. Ossendorf had no valid driver's license, revoked from a previous fleeing case, and bragged that he'd keep running from police in the future. Deputies linked him to multiple incidents in the past week where he'd taunted and evaded them. He was medically cleared, then booked on 7 citations and a felony warrant. His motorcycle, with an illegal exhaust and worn-out tire, was impounded. For a 17-year-old, it was already a dangerous pattern, and this time it ended in cuffs. 2024, what began as a calm day in Arkansas turned into one of the most talked-about motorcycle chases in the state's history. It started when a rider was spotted without required safety gear. Moments later, the trooper lit up his patrol car, and from that point on, the quiet day was over.
It's like an Asian male. We're passing Marshall from Roseville. Coming up to Ridgeway. Right on Midland. High correction, straight on Midland. I'm bumping up to 6. 36. Alright, he's in the ditch, and he began passing North Pig.
The first pit attempt should have ended it, yet the suspect stayed on 2 wheels. Soon would came the second. Each one narrowly escaped. You could replay this chase and count every time the trooper tried to finish it, But the truth is, what you're about to witness is unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Crossing North 6 from north end north. Back on Midland. We're right. Going to be heading towards the downtown area if we stay right.
Okay, back on this.
Past North End. We're passing the Wide Awake Cabinet, the North A. Correction, North B. He's on the red light and proceeding through. We're coming right in front of the police department.
This will come up TV.
Behind the jail. Cornell.
The motorcyclist darted into a parking lot where a fresh wave of pit maneuvers was about to unfold. But don't worry, because this was just the beginning.
Headed back to Wheeler. We're in a parking lot here. Still behind the jail. Going in circles in a parking lot. Headed back towards Wheeler. South O. Speed's 110. We're passing the Dollar General, South Wide. Alright, notify Oklahoma. We're right on 0.
Watching this, you'd think the chase might never end, but fresh units were closing in, ready to throw everything they had at stopping this maniac on a motorcycle. By now, this pursuit had blown past the point of control, and every second on the road was a gamble with someone's life.
How's your traffic? Light traffic. We passed through the lawyers right now. Going through a red light. Yeah, both of them. 7 got the lead. We're coming up together.
It seemed the only way this chase would end was if the rider made a mistake, and that moment finally came. One curve taken too fast sent him skidding out of control. He hit the ground, scrambled to get the bike upright, but the troopers were already there, ending it before he had a chance to run again.
Work it out in the photo. I'll take it back up. Then walk in, I'll go behind it.
Get out! Hey, get down! Oh, because of that? Because of that? You're a meter. That's it. I'll throw that on the ground and stomp on it.
When I got it, I think my hand. Yeah.
The rider was finally taken into custody, ending the chaos. You can see the frustration on the troopers' faces, and who could blame them? If he hadn't lost control, this could have turned into a chase lasting hours. One thing's certain, he won't be climbing onto a motorcycle again anytime soon.
At approximately 12:09 p.m. on December 26, 2023, officers from the Warren Police Department, operating under the Michigan State Police, conducted a traffic stop on a red 2015 Chevrolet Cruze near Van Dyke and Stevens Road. The vehicle had been pulled over due to an expired license plate. Officers approached the Chevy and made contact with the driver, who was later identified as 24-year-old Maurice Kelly. The officers explained the reason for the stop and requested identification. However, the driver informed them that he did not have any identification on him.
window broke.
Can you put the car in park?
Business park. Business park.
So the reason I stopped you is because the plate's expired on the car. Yeah.
I'm just coming from work.
Oh yeah. Is this your car?
No, it's my girlfriend. I live down the street.
Do you have your license with you and
no
registration? Insurance?
I don't have my license.
Nothing. All right. Is your girlfriend's car?
Yeah, she down the street. She got her license.
Where at? Okay.
Literally, I'm just coming from work.
Where do you work at? Okay. All right. What I gotta have you do is just hop out for me real quick, man, just because you don't have your license on you, okay? Nope.
Officers then instructed the driver to step out of the Chevy. Instead, the driver shifted gears and sped away from the scene, fleeing from police. Officers initiated a pursuit as the Chevy headed north on Lawrence, just south of 10 Mile Road in Center Line. During the chase, the driver jumped the curb and weaved through surrounding areas before returning to the main road and continuing to flee at high speeds.
Headed to 10 Mile. Black male, Indian build dreads. Taxi to smoke arms. Whoever's blocking up there. Center line's blocking. It's up in the grass. Just parallel. All right, we got the lead again from center line. He's jumping through the grass just south of 10 and east on Lawrence. Somebody go to Sherwood in 10 Mile for me. All right, we're by that apartment complex just east of Sherwood, coming out to 10. All right, west on 10. You're good, clear, sorry.
Yep. Approaching Sherwood.
Through Sherwood. All right, who's ever on Mount Block, please. Just give him some roll. Yep. Traffic holding. Through Mount. Speed's 80 coming up to 2 Ryan.
At 10 Mile and Ryan, the suspect disregarded a solid red traffic signal for westbound Ryan and struck a Ford 150 and then a Penske box truck. Officers immediately requested fire department personnel and attempted to rescue the driver. The driver was then pronounced deceased at the scene. Warren Fire personnel found a handgun that was recently reported stolen in a neighboring city on the front floorboard of the Chevy during the rescue operation. No other motorists were injured.
December 26, 2022, a trooper spotted a black motorcycle with no rear light and a suspended tag. When the trooper tried to pull him over, the rider acted like he was stopping, but then dropped low and took off.
X-ray Tom Sam 8911.
As the motorcyclist continued fleeing, a driver began turning into a gas station and the suspect couldn't react in time.
1050 ring, he just ran back of a car.
After the horrific crash, the trooper immediately called for EMS and other units. He rushed to the suspect's side and tried to render aid.
Go and get your car. Okay. You got everything? You awake?
Out.
Hey, buddy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Georgia.
The suspect was breathing at first, but then stopped. Once the trooper realized this, he performed CPR in an attempt to save his life, but it was too late. The suspect, identified as Stephen Wilson, died from his injuries. Wilson had a revoked license and multiple felony warrants. It is known for its stunning nature, high quality of life, and being one of the safest countries in the world. But they're not exactly known for police chases. But this time, an officer on an unmarked police motorcycle tried to pull over another rider. But the biker had other plans and took off, kicking off a pursuit. The rider took off at a high rate of speed, reckless for an area packed with roundabouts and stop signs. But this officer was skilled and knew how to handle suspects like this. The suspect lost control and crashed at the roundabout. The officer was right behind him and didn't give him a chance to get back on the bike. He threw him to the ground and made the arrest. If you enjoy chases like this from outside the US, let us know in the comments, and we'll make sure to feature more in upcoming videos. Flee from police, but most have zero skill. So what happens when troopers chase someone who actually knows how to ride? On May 22nd, 2020, a trooper spotted a motorcycle speeding at 80 in a 55 zone near the Clayton County line. The second lights came on, the rider looked back and took off.
Almost 1050 Griffin, he's going through. Griffin, he's running up red light. I got him at Turn Road. It's gonna be a blue motorcycle. He's heading up on Turn Road. He's making a left on Panhandle Road.
As the chase progressed, the rider got more reckless by the second, blowing through red lights, ignoring stop signs, and pushing dangerous speeds that could have ended in disaster.
coming up on McDonough Road.
The trooper had a chance to end it with a pit, but knew it was too risky. As he kept chasing through the winding road at high speed, he forgot he wasn't on a motorcycle, and he approached a curve way too fast and almost paid the price.
Call 600 Mike, dial 206-555-488. You can also say, call in.
Stay south of Pam.
Trooper Williams's patrol car was disabled after striking a fire hydrant, forcing him to end the chase. But later that night, a Fayette County deputy found the motorcycle and the rider lying on the ground. The suspect was taken into custody and handed over to Trooper Williams. 6th, 2022, when a Texas DPS trooper was parked on a Dallas North tollway on-ramp when a gray motorcycle flew by at high speed. The trooper caught up and tried to stop him, but the rider hit the throttle and raced straight toward downtown Dallas. As the chase progressed, the suspect sped closer to downtown Dallas, which is never a good sign. High speeds in a dense urban area can turn deadly fast.
He bumped my back bumper. Fleet, crash.
The rider lost control while taking a curve, hit the curb, and rolled multiple times down Harry Hines Boulevard. He only suffered minor injuries, but the charge of evading arrest with a vehicle was waiting for him. Troopers on motorcycles involved in high-speed pursuits. But on January 30th, 2024, that's exactly what happened. Trooper Ackerman Carter was running speed enforcement on I-295 when he clocked a gray Infiniti flying at 88 miles per hour in a 55 zone. He hopped onto the road, lights and sirens on, but as he closed the gap, the driver showed no signs of slowing down.
Let me see your ass! Let me see your ass! Get on the ground! Get out your pocket! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! I swear to God! Drop it! I swear to God, drop it! Get on the ground! 1354!
The suspect lost control and crashed into a ditch. Trooper Ackerman Carter got off his motorcycle and waited for backup, knowing there were multiple people inside. The driver said his friends had nothing to do with the chase, but however, they all need to be arrested.
I'm not gonna be rough with you. I respect it. Come on, bro. I was just gonna give you a speeding ticket, get you on that way, bro. Got me doing all this on a motorcycle.
They had nothing to do with this.
They were in the car, bro. They ain't have nothing to do with it. You should have did what you did.
I'm saying though, they had nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying?
Troopers identified the driver as Javen Tobler. Two passengers were also in the car, Micaiah Simmons and Caitlin Buckner. A black sock under the driver's seat contained syringes and a baggie, while Buckner's claimed bags had scales, more syringes, and under 20 grams of marijuana. A small, colorful bag with more syringes and a powdery white-blue substance was found next to Buckner, and both Tobler and Simmons pointed to her as the owner. Despite denying it, the items matched her belongings. Both Tobler and Buckner were arrested and transported to Duval County Jail. 2021, a Texas DPS trooper had just wrapped up a traffic stop when a speeding motorbike flew past him. The trooper flipped on his lights and sirens, but the rider wasn't stopping. Instead, he hit the throttle and took off.
Come up to the bridge.
The trooper, unfamiliar with the area, chose to keep the suspect in sight rather than risk a pit, knowing a wrong move could make things worse. But if the chase got any more out of control, he was ready to end it, no matter what. As the trooper closed in, the motorcyclist began to panic, swerving wildly across the road. But it was clear he wasn't built for this kind of pressure.
David 408, major, right here at the railroad tracks. I'm gonna need fire and EMS.
The chase came to an end when the rider lost control in a curve and slammed into a railway barrier. The 20-year-old couldn't run due to his injuries. He was arrested on the spot and charged with evading arrest. 2025, Trooper Blaine Lucas was southbound on Kerr Station Road when a motorcycle with 2 riders passed him. The passenger, later identified as Randy Weller Jr., kept glancing back, clearly warning the driver, Michael Zuber III, that a trooper was trying to stop them. At first, Zuber gave the illusion he might pull over.
I was about to say, don't you do it, bro. .37 Little Rock. Northbound through campground. It's a white male, black t-shirt, black shorts. If you would notify Cabot, see if they've got any units that can assist.
In seconds, speeds in the 30-mile-per-hour residential zone exploded past 100 miles per hour. He blew through stop signs, braked hard in corners, and narrowly avoided losing control on multiple turns.
Northbound 55 past Liberty.
Northbound past Liberty, 55.
There was a white male jumped off around. Wrecked out. Roll over. Roll over on your face. Well, you just made it a lot worse for yourself. I didn't know what to do.
The run ended when Zuber misjudged a right-hand turn, cut across the oncoming lane and went straight into a ditch, laying the bike down and launching himself into the grass. Trooper Lucas moved in and quickly put him in custody. Zuber admitted he fled because he had a meth pipe on him, later found hidden in his underwear, and claimed he was just nervous around law enforcement. Tests showed clear signs of recent meth use and his license was already suspended for DWI. He was booked on multiple felony and misdemeanor charges, ensuring the ride he borrowed from a friend in rehab would now end with jail time instead of open road. 2022. What began as a routine traffic stop in North Little Rock turned into one of the most shocking moments ever caught on a state police dash cam. A trooper tried to pull over a motorcycle with no visible license plate, but instead of stopping, 38-year-old Christopher Gaylor twisted the throttle and took off, reaching speeds close to 100 miles per hour through residential streets. While on the highway, the suspect pushed his motorcycle to a blistering 130 miles per hour. But after a while, he took an exit. And from that moment on, the clock began ticking toward an ending no one could have predicted.
Coming up on Highway 176. He's driving in the oncoming lanes, back on the eastbound side on Highway 176. One direction. We're westbound, coming up on Allen Street.
Feeling the chase slipping away, the suspect ditched the motorcycle and bolted on foot, unaware to the trooper that strapped to his back was a full gallon of gasoline, and the most dangerous twist of the night was seconds away.
He's on foot. He crashed out.
Are you on foot? He crashed out.
He's on fire! He's on fire!
Chandler Street. Currently 45th and Chandler.
He's on fire right now.
10-4.
You on the ground?
Troopers closed in and one deployed a taser. The electrical charge punctured the canister, igniting a massive fireball that engulfed him instantly. In an instant, the pursuit scene became a fight for survival, with troopers rushing in to put out the flames and render aid. Miraculously, Gaylor's burns were mostly superficial, and he is expected to make a full recovery. But his legal troubles are far from over. Felony fleeing, reckless driving, suspended license, and more. A chase that started over a missing plate ended in a blaze that no one could have seen coming.
At approximately 4:30 p.m. on July 15, 2024, Georgia State Patrol officers were on duty along Peachtree Industrial Boulevard when a four-wheeled ATV sped past their location. Officers followed and attempted a traffic stop when the ATV stopped at a red light at a nearby intersection. Instead of complying, the rider accelerated away, forcing officers to initiate a pursuit. After about 2 minutes, the ATV rider lost control and crashed. The driver, 25-year-old Tyler Taylor, attempted to flip the ATV upright and flee on foot, but officers quickly caught up and took him into custody without further incident. Police later learned Taylor was on probation at the time. He claimed he was just trying to ride and did not know ATVs were not permitted on public roads. But that explanation did not prevent him from being charged. On April 7, 2025, at approximately 12:30 p.m., Trooper Tatum observed a silver Nissan Altima with a cracked windshield traveling on Highway 7. After the vehicle turned onto Morning Star Road and crossed the center line, Trooper Tatum attempted a traffic stop. The driver, later identified as Jonathan Carter, fled, leading Trooper Tatum on a pursuit. The vehicle eventually stopped on a private drive where Carter was arrested without incident. He had a suspended license and multiple warrants. Carter was transported to the Union County Detention Center and charged with felony fleeing and traffic violations.
25-1. We're on Morning Star Road here, Legacy Lane. It's a silver Nissan Altima, Arkansas, Adam X-Ray Williams, 76 Paul, AXW 76B.
10-4.
Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. 25 more, 1037, 1037. We're headed back northbound toward 335.
The suspect vehicle performed a U-turn and fled south on Morning Star Road, then turned north on Highway 335. It briefly entered the northbound ditch before continuing to flee. Trooper Tatum closed the distance and attempted a tactical vehicle intervention.
335 from Morning Star Road, speeds about 100. Jerry, you got me? We're approaching 335. We are going northbound on 335 toward Highway 7.
25, if you can get on top of it, try to go in TBI and if you get to 55.
He's trying to flip around northbound, flip around southbound, flip around southbound. TBI, TBI, TBI. Get back here. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't.
As Trooper Tatum approached the driver's side, the suspect braked suddenly, preventing the TVI. The vehicle stopped briefly, attempted a U-turn, then turned right, heading north toward Trooper Tatum. He successfully executed the TVI, disabling the vehicle near 2658 North Wyatt Drive. The driver, Kareem Malik Bolton, fled on foot. Trooper Tatum pursued and apprehended him about 150 yards away without further incident.
Tighten these. I'm gonna lock these cuffs up so they don't get no tighter either. Hey, I'm gonna lock these cuffs up. All right, hush, hold on. I didn't say you killed your daddy. I said you know who did. How the fuck I know who killed my daddy, bro? You were there. How the fuck I was there, bro? No, you were there. What the fuck on my face, bro? Hey, I'm killing my daddy, bro. Hey, I'm some bullshit, bro. Hey.
Down to that where you get two guys on with a rifle and boards everything. How much?
42 Little Rock.
On the afternoon of September 15, 2022, Arkansas State Police issued a warrant for David Barber after he made online threats against law enforcement, the governor of Arkansas, and others. Barber was reported to be armed and fleeing in a pickup truck. Conway police alerted ASP as Barber drove north toward Little Rock at over 100 miles per hour. Trooper Joseph Killian intercepted the blue Chevrolet pickup and took the lead in the pursuit.
the 40. I'm waiting for you, JSK. Just keep me updated, okay? Thanks for rolling.
Passing on the shoulder.
Medium traffic.
As Trooper Killian closed in on Barber's vehicle, the suspect began weaving through traffic at speeds between 100 and 110 miles per hour. Although these speeds were well above the typical threshold for safely performing a pit maneuver, due to the serious threat posed by the suspect, officers made the decision to attempt a high-speed pit when road conditions became more favorable.
Secondary, I got the radio. Just drive 40. If you get a chance to get back to traffic, hit it. And we're out, that's 156, 107. That's 156, 107.
Pit, pit, pit. Do not rush that car. Do not rush that car. 40, get out of your car.
After about 5 minutes of pursuit, Sergeant Mark Blackerby authorized Trooper Killian to execute a pit maneuver. Trooper Killian immediately moved into position and performed the pit at a speed of 104 miles per hour. The impact sent both vehicles skidding across the grassy median and into the opposite lanes before coming to a complete stop. Officers quickly approached Barber's vehicle with weapons drawn and ready.
Not responsive. We have the 40 east and west both closed right now. Okay, come on, Alex.
Hey, y'all watch the crossfire. We're going to approach, okay?
I've got plates on. I've got level 3 plates. He's supposed to have a car, right?
Then you get up front then, Alex. I'm on you. You ready? Yeah, let's move.
This is 10-4.
I think they're going to be between 67 and 12.
Let's see your hands! Hands! No movement. I see one person only, Alex.
10-4. 10-4.
Okay. When we get up here, Alex and I will own him. You guys check the back seat. Roger?
10-4.
All right. Alex, I'm going to get the door. You're on him. Copy? Anything in the back, guys?
Back's clear.
Okay. Here we go.
See his right hand.
I can't either. I'm going to get the window.
You bust it? I can bust it.
You got to bust with your rifle? Yep. Hands, motherfucker! Hands! 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 Seatbelt. Somebody cut the seatbelt. We got him. Okay.
2023, just after midnight on I-85, a single headlight cut through the darkness, closing fast at more than 110 miles an hour. What the trooper was about to find wasn't just a speeding motorcycle, it was a rider who had no intention of stopping.
Shut it off and drop the keys on the ground. Shut it off, drop the keys on the ground. Take the keys out and drop them on the ground. And then we're going back on the road. Yeah, we're 1080, Nudie, 1080. Come on, baby. Noonan, come up to the 51 marker. Left-hand lane right now. Turn on that bike if you got anything on it.
Jose Luis weaved recklessly between lanes, hit triple-digit speeds, and ignored every attempt to force him to the shoulder. At times, he was moving so fast the trooper couldn't even confirm his speed. But when Ampuero slowed, the trooper was right there, accelerating hard and closing the distance as much as possible.
All right, Noonan, coming up to the 49 marker. Alright, almost 1050 into the back of a car, coming up to the 48. Going in the shoulder. Noonan, he's in the shoulder. 1050, Noonan, 1050, bad 1050, Noonan.
Copy, 1050, start 1052.
As he approached the Bullsboro exit, his luck ran out. Ampuero shot across the gore, hit dirt, and the bike went down hard. In and out of consciousness, reeking of alcohol, Ampuero couldn't explain why he ran. His ride ended in a twisted heap on the roadside, and his night ended in the back of an ambulance, facing a long list of charges. 2025, Corporal Daryl Hinton of the Pine Bluff Police Department was patrolling near Phyllis Street and Dollarway Road when he spotted a black moped with a broken taillight. The driver, later identified as Eddie Williams, initially appeared to comply with a traffic stop before suddenly taking off. As he turned onto South Richard Drive, he suddenly braked, causing the push bumper of Corporal Hinton's patrol vehicle to bump the rear tire of the moped. That's when Williams ditched the vehicle and sprinted into an open field. The foot chase stretched nearly 200 yards before Hinton managed to close the distance and bring him into custody without further incident. A search revealed 7 grams of methamphetamine in Williams' pocket, along with a suspended driver's license and multiple outstanding misdemeanor warrants. He was transported to the Dub Bracel Adult Detention Center, facing a long list of charges, both for his reckless flight and the drugs in his possession. 2025, an Arkansas state trooper traveling westbound on Interstate 40 near the 145-mile marker spotted a black Harley-Davidson motorcycle bearing Texas plates, weaving dangerously through slowed traffic. The rider, later identified as David Elisha Acosta, was wearing an orange shirt and splitting lanes, at one point coming dangerously close to striking the trooper's patrol unit. When emergency lights were activated, Acosta chose not to stop. He accelerated hard, blasting past vehicles on the shoulder at over 110 miles per hour. The pursuit tore westbound with Trooper Landry joining near the 142-mile marker. Acosta's reckless riding included passing on the shoulder, weaving at triple-digit speeds, and ignoring every traffic law in his path. The trooper managed to close the distance, but with the motorcycle topping 100 miles per hour, a pit maneuver wasn't an option. Any contact at that speed would have been deadly for the rider.
I was falling down here.
Coming up to the 130.
After the Mayflower overpass, he made a sudden, brazen move, stopping briefly, then riding the wrong way up an entrance ramp before heading southbound on State Highway 89. He blew past double yellow lines, cut through blind curves, and nearly hit other motorists before turning onto Peppers Pond Road.
Maybe you're turning into this game of fish. Lake. Stay to the left of these ponds.
Acosta crashed the motorcycle and bolted into the woods on foot. Despite drones, K-9 units, and officers combing the area, the only thing recovered at first was his helmet, until a report came in of a muddy, shirtless man walking along Highway 89. Game wardens spotted and detained the man, who was confirmed as the fleeing suspect. Near the crash site, Trooper Landry recovered a black Ruger 9mm handgun. Acosta later admitted to lane splitting, but was also found to have no motorcycle endorsement, no license, expired Texas registration, and no insurance. He now faces a stack of charges, including fleeing, reckless driving, and multiple licensing violations. He is home to the only diamond mine in the U.S. open to the public, where you can dig for real treasure. But on May 11th, 2025, the only thing being hunted was a fleeing biker trying to outrun Trooper Schwab. When Trooper tried to pull over a motorcycle near Highway 112 and I-49, he had no plans to stop. He hit the gas and the chase was on. Trooper knew right away this wasn't just any biker. He was skilled, fast, and riding a high-performance machine, but that didn't stop the trooper. He locked in and pushed his cruiser to the limit.
That's over 72. Looks like we're going to be heading westbound. Driving around right. max out 12.
Get off on the 50.
Once the suspect hit the interstate, he twisted the throttle and vanished at an insane speed. The trooper lost sight, but not hope. With help from radio updates, he tracked the biker down 10 minutes later and reignited the pursuit. And the round 2 begins.
Where's Duncan coming out at?
That is unfortunate.
This biker was just too good. Even in the second round, he managed to slip away. Despite Trooper Schwab's efforts and backup trying to cut him off, the rider disappeared into a residential maze, and that was it. The chase was terminated.